Greetings, Michael! Thank you for allowing us to come through you in this modality, in this way, in this fashion, this evening of your time. This is Kayel, and to an extent Elon is listening in the background at this moment. Now that we are here to a greater degree in communication with you, is there any questions that you wish to have answered at this point in time? Please do share. You need not worry about which question you discuss first. You can simply trust that you are ready to tackle any questioning that you have in mind. You need not worry that you have to engage into a deeper level of channeling so that you can pull forth the information with much less of a filter. Simply trust the natural unfoldment of the process, and everything will come forth in the way, in the manner that it was intended to come forth. Alright? Thank you! Now, what is the question? Yes. You had a session last night of your time wherein you made a connection with another entity. You were wondering who or what this entity was. There seems to have been some confusion. Oh my. Confusion. That was quite something. Now, we were saying that, understand, at that timing, when you were channeling that entity, due to the fact that it was an entity that you have never channeled up to this point, you had a degree of, shall we say, filtering occurring at the time of that channeling. At any given moment when you are channeling an energy which you are not so familiar with, there is a greater degree of filtration occurring, shall we say, coloring of the transmission on the physical channel's end. No judgment, it is simply an observation of what has transpired. Now, you can understand that yes, you have had interactions with Zeta beings at some point in your past, so to speak. You have also had, and here's the thing that you are looking for, yes, you have had connections with Arcturian energy, Arcturian beings. Now, the confusion came about due to the fact that you were receiving, shall we say, two distinct energy signatures coming through at the same time. This was due to the fact that you had opened up the lines of communication to that idea of the gray beings, and due to the fact that this energy, this Arcturian energy individual, has the, well, let us say, he saw it as an opportunity to slip his foot in the door and make his presence known to you in a way which was not so obtrusive, and he understood, he respected also when he was doing this, the other individual, so you can understand that. And we will simply say this: there were multiple communications taking place at the same timing when you were channeling, and that combined with the natural filtering, the natural coloration of the transmission due to the fact that it was an initial contact with this entity, led to some confusion on your part as to who exactly was coming through. Also, due to the fact that you never had, at the timing, an idea of who the Arcturians were, you did not have a conception of what Arcturians looked like. You did not have a conception of what Arcturians were. that this was, in fact, the only, well, not only, but we will say, we'll use different wording here, we will say that this was simply a prime opportunity for this Arcturian energy to slip his foot in the door and make himself known to you at a timing when you were most open and willing to accept his energy. So, this was basically two distinct energies wishing to make contact with you. And in the channeling of these two energies, you somewhat got mixed messages coming through at the same time. And you interpreted these two individuated consciousness as one consciousness. Hence the confusion wherein the Zeta seemed to be expressing the idea of unconditional love, and from your understanding, you know that they have, through the genetic manipulation, brought themselves to a point where they are not able to experience those emotionalities to that degree as you are, as a human being. So, realizing that a Zeta was coming through with that notion. Well, let us say this. The Zeta beings are able, on some level, to experience the idea of connectedness, of, shall we say, oneness, and that is a positive attribute, an integrative attribute, and they can portray their love in that way of expressing their understanding of their connection to you in a wholesome, integrated way. A loving way in that sense, seeing themselves as a part of you, and you as a part of them, seeing the oneness of it all. And that is a very integrative and, in a sense, loving act, a loving gesture. So you can understand that even though you were getting mixed messages, that the sentiment was the same on both ends. On the Zeta's end of love, as he could portray that idea from his point of view, as well as the Arcturian who was wishing to communicate with you as well. So, we do hope that this confusion has become a co-fusing of ideas. We hope that you are now able to put the puzzle pieces together and now have a better understanding of what had transpired that night of your time. Do understand that further communication did take place that evening, well, rather, in your dream state reality. Thus then, when you awoke, you were more readily able to make sense of the situation as some bleed through, shall we say, took place while you were in your sleeping dream of what had transpired the prior night. And you came, well, shall we say, you drew certain understandings from that dream state consciousness, that dream state interactions with both the Zeta involved as well as the Arcturian. You had a round table, round circle, somewhat of a discussion amongst yourselves. You all got together in that place and came to an understanding, came to a, shall we say, consensus as to how to proceed. And now you are seeing the benefits of it. You are seeing the end result of it. You are here now channeling this information forth, and you are now piecing the puzzle pieces together in your, well, three-dimensional waking reality, so to speak. As you know, this is a dream as well. That is why we say it in that way. Alright, now, we do hope that this has aided and assisted you in making sense of that transmission last night of your time. And it is, well, let us say, our pleasure to elucidate you on the details, to explain to you more on what transpired so that you can come to better understandings of yourself and the many connections that you have with other individuals, other consciousness on varying levels. Now, Having said all this, we simply wish to add that at any given moment, you can connect with either one of these energies. Simply hold your idea of who and what they are. Drum up the emotionality within you of their idea as, well, shall we say, from your point of view. Your idea of them, your idea of the Zeta who is connected to you and who you believe him to be. And, or rather, if you wish to communicate with the Arcturian energy that you have heretofore just become aware of, you can do the same. Drum up your idea of this person and who you feel this person is. Do understand that you have, now that you have the understanding that you have this connection, when you rather hold the intention to connect with that individual, you will come to certain sensings within yourself, within your body consciousness, within your emotionality. Certain feelings will pop up. Certain remembrances from other levels will pop up. And if you tune into those as they pop up, you will reestablish certain lines of communication which will allow you to commune with that individual on some level at that timing, whether it be in your waking state, whether it be using your imagination, whether it be in the channeled state. It is up to you what you wish to do from this point forward with this understanding. Now, we hope that this has fully enclosed this idea for you in a nice, neatly wrapped package for you to open at any timing that you wish. It is your present. Do with it what you will. All right? Thank you. Now, is there anything further that you wish to communicate in this particular transmission? Or shall we wrap it up in a nice little package for you to send and share with other individuals publicly, if you wish? Short and sweet. Okay, very well. The channel wishes to wrap this up, so to speak, for now. And we will respect this idea. And we will say to the channel that we relish any opportunity that we have to communicate with him and share in his ideas, his experiences. It is a mutually beneficial interaction for us both. Do you understand this? We unconditionally love you, and we look forward to our future, so to speak, interactions. Having said all this, we thank you once again and bid you a good night, and we will have further communications in your dream time. Pleasant dreams.